100% since 2015, and Earth is too big to see the curve, but on the other side, shapes disappear over Earth's curvature. So, which also makes you think, or this one, that fence is disappearing over the curvature of the Earth. But the point is that you're not gonna get anywhere in these groups and you're not gonna find out the truth. So, this was also a little bit of dead end for me. In the words of Aristotle, it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. With other words, one of the truest marks of intelligence is being able to consider opposite ideas without immediately accepting or rejecting one of them. So if we only research or think about one side of an issue and reject the other side without consideration, that's the highest form of willful ignorance. And we're not gonna do that. So we're gonna consider both sides and we'll see how it goes. So as I said, I have a lot of questions from flat earthers and I wanna hear from them. I don't want other people to tell me what flat earthers think. I wanna hear it from flat earthers. But I wanna know a lot of things. How days and nights work. How do we have different seasons?
Oh, I wanted to talk about something um, that an idea I came up with. Put that over here. And yeah, I didn't know it. Let's make this bigger. But you can get these things from Amazon. These are called can't remember what they're called. They're preformed PET bottles. They're called preforms. And you basically heat them up. I'd have a 3D printed cap that would screw onto the ends, and I'd rig some sort of a heater that would shield. The heat would be shielded from the threads so they wouldn't get deformed. But I'd heat this up and rotate it, spin it like on a spit, and so it's heated evenly. And then I'd put it in a 3D printed mold and inflate it with air, and the mold would be this. It takes the form of the bottle of what I want. I think I can find a video. Yeah.
Plastic preform making.
Okay, this is just making the preforms. Yeah, that's just making the preforms. What happens is, yeah, this is how it works. See it, the mold comes, you got the clamp, here's the air supply, here's the preform in purple. I'd have it threaded into a hose, or I could, stick it into the preform, or stick it into the mold. It's inflated with air. And the mold comes out and it hardens pretty much instantly into a bottle shape. That's how that works. So you can buy preforms. I can 3D print a mold out of resin, or shoot, on this machine, sand it, make sure it's smooth, and inflated into this, into Nuka-Cola bottles. Now, if you're a gamer and you make your own beer, or you make your own soda, or if you just want just a collector's item, it might be an interesting piece of merch. Anyway,
Are we floating in space? Are we floating in space at all, or it's something else? And what is below flat Earth?
are we floating in space? No, I'm not floating in space. Are you? Anybody in the chat, are you guys floating in space?
I want to see the edge. I want to know everything. What is it about this dome they talk about? And, pilots and airplanes, how we fly above a flat earth disk or plane or whatever, and many other questions. Satellites, how about satellites? How do they work? Where are they? And all these kind of things. I have a lot of questions, and they really need to convince me with everything if they want me to believe that the earth is flat. So
Really, I don't give a shit what you believe. Nobody cares what you believe. You're the one who has to walk around in your own skin, right? You're the one who has to endure laughter from strangers over the silly things you believe. So no one gives a shit, really. And let's see, is he going to ask any scientists or physicists? You think that's where he's going to find his answers? Or you think he'll go to other flat earth channels?
let's see how it goes. And even though I agree with this quote that all truth goes through 3 stages. At first, it's ridiculed. At second, it is violently rejected. And in the third, it is accepted as self-evident, because this is really true. But when it comes to flat earth and when it comes to science, we need something that's
So when it comes to flat earth, truth goes through 1 stage. You believe it. That's it. That's the 1 stage of flat earth.
And when it comes to science, we need something that's observable, that's testable, that's measurable, and repeatable.
And flat earth is none of those. None of those. It's not testable, it's not measurable, and it's not repeatable, and it's not observable.
That's when we call it science. But
I guess if you squint your eyes real good and you look out on the water, that might be observable. But after you test it and measure it, that observation is false.
interesting enough, the flat earth side actually say that science is more than welcome to investigate flat earth. Check this out.
Who says that? Wait, what? What did you just say?
But interesting enough, the flat earth side actually say that science is more than welcome to investigate flat earth. Check.
No, that's not what they say. They don't believe what science has to say about it. They ignore science. They reject science. As a matter of fact, you run from it as fast as you fucking can.
This out.
Science should never, ever be worried about investigating the flat earth. I mean, science should welcome an investigation of the flat earth. Science is supposed to be objective, to learn, to grow. And it's, as we are finding out, flat earthers are pointing out things about science that science doesn't have an answer for, and yet they still...
You fucking liar. You fucking liar. This is taboo conspiracy. This is the face behind the dipshit.
fight it.
Now, when it comes to science, most of the people believe that this is what's happening in our solar system, when in reality, this is what's happening in our solar system.
Right? That fast? Things move that fast in our solar system? Really? No, they don't. That's not what's happening in our solar system. Slow that down to by about 1,000 times. That's what you get. As a matter of fact, it would be more like this. Well, that's even too fucking fast. That's even too fast, man. So no, that's not what is happening in our solar system. Let me turn this
and the
on.
different speeds and the directions of the movement.
Right, there's only one direction. There's only one direction here. Each one of these things is only traveling in one direction. You can only travel in one direction, idiot.
That's when everything will start to get weird. So we need to investigate science and question science, which exactly what we're gonna do in part 2.
Okay, part 2. Cool.
What if I told you that everything you knew about our solar system is wrong?
I'd say you're a fucking liar.
I know it's a bold statement, but once we investigate the details,
So he still hasn't given any proof for flat Earth, has he? Fucking half hour. No proof for flat Earth. No legitimate research.
and the numbers in the universe, everything will start to get weird. And I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. So it's time to start questioning science and to challenge our understanding of the universe. And we're gonna do it right now. Let's talk.
So, part 1. Zero evidence for flat Earth. Will this part be different?
About it. Do you remember when I was talking about the Facebook debate groups in part 1? And even though I said that that was a dead end because I didn't really find out anything, but I learned a lot just by reading the posts and the comments. And one of the arguments from the globe side, which I saw all the time, was that flat earthers don't even understand basic science. So
They don't. They do not.
I decided that we're gonna investigate science. I'm gonna go back to the basics. We're gonna go back to school and look at all the numbers here. And I can tell you one thing. More than 90% of the information I found during this investigation was something that I didn't remember at all, or I didn't learn it in school. If you watch some of my previous videos, you know that I always encourage you to question everything. So let's do that together. Let's go into a big investigation of the solar system and find out whether it makes sense or not. But we're gonna question science, and that will help us to get closer to the solution and to the truth, whether the Earth is a globe or it's flat. Welcome.
No, questioning science won't do that. And education will do that. Research will do that.
To Mystery Teachings, my name is Gergő. If you are new to the channel, then welcome and namaste. Or if you are a returning beautiful soul, hey, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. First of all, I think we can all agree that in order to be able to call something a scientific fact, we need to be able to observe it, we need to test it, we need to measure it, and we need to be able to repeat these as many times as necessary. If we are able to do that, then we can call it science and scientific fact. If not, then it's basically pseudoscience. So let's just keep that in mind. My first problem with the solar system is that I learned in school that the planets are orbiting the sun, but the sun is in a fixed position. I didn't know that the
In a fixed position relative to us, yes.
sun is moving as well, and we all constantly following the sun. So this is already confusing for me, guys. I didn't know this, and if you did, well done, but I never learned this. I grown up in Hungary, and in Hungary, the primary school I went to, they never told us that the sun is moving. So this is already really confusing. So this was one of the reasons why I decided that I need to do a proper investigation and I need to start with the basics. The circumference of the Earth is 24,901 miles.
Right, measured.
So if we divide the 24,900 with 24, we're gonna get the speed of the rotation, which is
1 rotation per day.
1,038 miles per hour.
See, just another dumb fuck who gets confused with big numbers.
This speed applies to the area of the equator. If you are elsewhere on the planet, depending on your latitude, you will experience a different speed. But the problem is that you don't.
Wait, what? 0 miles per hour? You're rotating at 0 miles per hour? Really? Oh, that's really fucking weird. So that the center of a ball, right? So I've got this thing here, and I'm rotating it. The center of this thing is not rotating? It's not? That's fucking strange.
Don't experience any speed, doesn't matter where you are, even though the entire planet is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. Now guys, don't get me wrong, this is not my main issue. The big problems will come later, you will see them in a moment, but this is already weird. We all know that it takes 24 hours to make a full circle, but if you look at the speed, something doesn't add up. And I know we don't feel
No, what are you talking about? Something doesn't add up.
the speed because we are moving together with the earth, we are on its surface, just like when you travel in a car, for example, or if you are sitting on a train, or maybe the best example is an airplane, because the airplane is really fast and indeed you don't feel any speed. Furthermore, if you think about it, if you travel on a train, for example, or on
If you think about it, said every fucking idiot ever.
an airplane, which is a really high speed, you can still take a bottle of water and pour it into a glass without any problem. And this is a valid argument. However, the reason you don't feel the speed on a train or on an airplane because you are in a closed environment.
No, that's not why you don't feel speed, dipshit. You don't feel speed because your body does not have the sensory organs to detect constant velocity.
travel in a closed system. So when we say that we don't feel the speed in the car, just please remember there are people who have car sickness as soon as the car starts moving.
Right, because they can sense the movement, because there's a disconnect between what they see and what they feel. They're not feeling the constant velocity. They're feeling movement of the car, the bumps in the road, the moving back, left and right. That's what's happening. So you don't even understand how car sickness works. Jesus fucking Christ. Did you even try and research why people get car sick? Did you even try that? Jesus fucking Christ. He's just repeating flat earth bullshit and calling it research.
And we only talk about 30 or 40 miles per hour or 50 or 60, but not 1,000. And even if we just talk about the car and you drive on a motorway, you can still pour your glass of water because you have a windscreen that protects you. You see, it's called...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean a fucking thing, man. See, he doesn't understand physics and conservation of momentum. Just doesn't. He's just another fucking idiot.
wind screen for a reason. Now with the train example is the same thing, it's a closed environment. But when you travel like this guy, for example, obviously don't try it, it's dangerous, but this guy did, and you can imagine he felt the speed probably. And when it comes to an airplane, we can definitely agree that you would indeed feel the speed if the door was open, or you would...
No, you'd feel air hitting you, but you would not feel the fucking speed, dipshit.
would be able to open the window, just like these passengers did in this news report.
We're going to turn now to the terrifying scare in the air when a man actually opened a plane door mid-flight. 12 passengers had to be rushed to the hospital after landing, and Gio is back with the latest this morning. Good morning to you, Gio.
Hey, Juju, good morning again. Yeah, this was an Asiana Airlines plane with 194 people on board. And let's go ahead and go right to the video now because it's just unbelievable. Because police there in South Korea say a 33-year-old passenger opened the emergency exit door about 850 feet above ground right after the pilot made that routine announcement that the plane was about to land. Now, the passenger, we're told, was traveling alone. Police have not said why he did it, but they did say there were no signs he'd been drinking. Now, once the plane landed safely, 12 people were taken to the hospital for respiratory issues. Now, the passenger was arrested, of course, and if convicted, he could face up to 10 years in prison, Juju.
Now, we understand that traveling on a train or an airplane is a different thing because you are inside in a closed environment. But the Earth is an open system. I mean, we can go out to space, right? So let's see some examples. What happens when you travel at high speed in something that's open? And the roller coaster is a good example because we go to theme parks and sit on roller coasters to have some extraordinary experience, right? Another good example is my favorite sport, the Formula One cars, because they can reach a top speed of around 230, 235 miles.
So he doesn't understand the difference between wind hitting you and movement. This guy's just dumb. And of course, Flatzoid loves him. Oh, Flatzoid loves this guy.
Per hour. But the Earth is still 4 times faster, so we need something faster. So let me share my example when I went skydiving a couple of years ago. Yep, that's me in the blue. So I can tell you, when we were stepping outside of the plane, I felt the speed. And not only that, but it was a mind-blowing experience. During our free...
And you didn't get shoved back? You went out and followed the plane, right? You kind of stayed with the plane? Look at that. Watch.
And not only that, but it was a mind-blowing...
See, that's an example of conservation of momentum.
Experience. During our free fall, we reached a speed of 211 km per hour, which is approximately 130 miles per hour. And even with this relatively slow speed, I can tell you that this was one of the best experiences in my life. So there's a big difference when something is moving or if not moving. But let's put the Earth rotation speed into more context. So the speed of sound is only 767 miles per hour. The Earth is 1,000, so we are spinning faster than the speed of sound.
God, you're stupid. Holy fuck, you're dumb. No, the Earth spins at one revolution per day. That's how fast the Earth spins. How fast does your the crankshaft on your engine move? Is it measured in miles per hour? No. It's measured in revolutions per minute, RPM.
And this is what should happen with all the oceans and all the water on the Earth. But
if there wasn't any gravity, sure. Yeah, but we have gravity, dude. That holds the water to the Earth.
Somehow our experience is completely the opposite.
I mean, that is a cool video. That is a cool clip. I do enjoy watching this, but it doesn't prove what they think it proves.
So as I said, this is not my major problem and I can even accept this, and I don't want to stress on the speed, so let's just move forward and look at something else, the speed of the moon. So the moon orbits Earth at a speed of 2,288 miles per hour. Really?
Wow, big numbers again.
Okay, so let's put this into perspective again. The speed of a bullet can travel at a speed of 1,800 miles per hour. But the moon is faster than that. It's 2,288 miles per hour.
Christ.
So next time when you look at the moon, ask yourself the question, is this really shooting over 2,000 miles per hour faster than the speed of a bullet? And if it's still not crazy enough, let's not forget that the Earth rotates around the Sun and completes one full circle in a year. Now that sounds very slow, but considering that the Sun is 93 million miles away from the Earth, we need to travel at 67,000 miles per hour around.
Don't you mean 66,600 miles an hour? Fucking amateur.
The Sun, which is equivalent to traveling from London to New York in 3 minutes. So imagine that the Earth is one of these cars and the platform itself is our rotation around the Sun. And we feel nothing. And I just look at photos like this.
Oh my God, this guy's ridiculous. Holy shit.
And I'm wondering what is going on. And since we travel at two different speeds, let's not forget about the moon, because the moon needs to catch up with all of this.
How do you travel at two different speeds, man? How do you do that? How do you travel at two different speeds?
Which makes everything even more complicated. Here is why. So let's recap. The moon is traveling around the Earth 13 times per year, as we have 13 moon cycles, at a speed of 2,288 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the Earth is orbiting the Sun at 67,000 miles per hour. So
You know, if you convert that to inches, it'll be a lot bigger number. It'll sound a lot more scary.
the moon needs to change its speed drastically in order to follow the Earth, which is also orbiting the Sun at 67,000 miles per hour. So when the moon is on the outer circle on its orbit, then it needs to speed up to 67,000 miles per hour in addition to its original 2,288 miles per hour. That's altogether 69,288 miles per hour. So basically it can overtake the Earth, and when it gets in front of the Earth, we know that the moon is 240,000 miles away, which means that with this speed, the Earth can catch up to the moon in just 4 hours. So it needs to get the same speed as the...
What were you saying earlier in the last video about putting in ridiculous sounding music? What was your criticism about that?
Earth, which is 67,000. And then when it goes back to the inner side of the orbit, now it needs to slow down to its original speed to 2,288 miles per hour in order to the Earth to pass by, right? So how does the moon speed up to nearly 70,000 from 2,200, and then how does it slow down again from 69,000 to 2,200?
It doesn't, stupid. Oh my fucking Lord, you're dumb. Jesus Christ.
2,000, 70,000, 2,000, 70,000. How does the moon do that? What mechanism makes it possible? And please don't say it's gravity, because I'm gonna cry or laugh or both. But don't worry.
Yeah, idiots laugh at gravity. Yes.
It's gonna be even more complicated than that, and you will see the more details we find, the more ridiculous it becomes. But for now, let's just stick to this Earth's rotation speed.
So when are you going to prove you're flat Earth, dipshit? When are you going to do that? You know, we all know that idiots don't like science, that idiots don't understand science, that idiots, like you said, makes them cry. But prove you're flat Earth, fucker. We're tired of hearing how idiots don't like reality.
67,000 miles per hour, and put it into even more perspective. First, let's see a very fast airplane, which is the Concorde. It has a maximum cruising speed of 1,354 miles per hour.
Oh no. Oh no. When you go back the other way, you're going to be going negative miles an hour. Is that what you're going to say? When you go in west to east, you're going to be going negative miles an hour. The plane will be flying backwards.
Hour, which means that the flight time between London and New York is about 3 hours. Well, that's nothing because the Earth is doing it in just 3 minutes. So the Concorde is really slow. And if we do the calculation, it turns out that the Earth is rotating around the Sun 49 times faster than the maximum speed of the Concorde. Okay, let's see something faster. Missiles. Which one is the fastest
Oh, he didn't even touch on that. Wow, what an amateur.
missile? I was asking Google and it tells me that it's the Russian 3M22 whatever missile at a speed of 6,100 miles per hour. Now that's fast, but the Earth is still 10 times, almost 11 times faster than the fastest missile in the world. Okay, now let's see the hypersonic sled track, which is this one. It travels at a speed of 6,600 miles per hour. Watch. Did you see it? Yeah, me neither. And if we look at it at half...
Wait, what speed did he say?
Okay, now let's see the hypersonic sled track, which is this one. It travels at a speed of 6,600 miles per hour.
6,600. There you go. There you go. Gotta finger fuck those sixes in there, right?
Watch. Did you see it? Yeah, me neither. And if we look at it at half speed, we still cannot see anything. And if we look at it at quarter speed, you still cannot see a thing. And the Earth is apparently 10 times faster than this. Okay, is there anything faster than that? The fastest airplane in the world is the NASA X-43A airplane, which travels at a speed of 7,366 miles per hour. Now that's a massive, crazy speed. But if we do the calculation, the Earth is still 9 times faster, and there's only one thing that's faster than any of these, and that's the NASA Space Shuttle, which travels at a speed of 17,500 miles per hour. And guess what? The Earth is still 3.8 times faster.
God damn it, man. Holy shit, this guy's dumb. Just no reasoning skills.
By the way, let me just stop here for a second. Isn't this weird? The fastest airplane is 7,000 and the space shuttle is 17,000. Now look at the two photos. The space shuttle looks like a normal commercial airplane, right? And it's apparently 10,000 miles per hour faster than the fastest airplane on the left. That's weird. But we're gonna investigate.
Right, 17,700 miles is how fast it goes in space, you dumb fuck. Not on Earth, you ignorant asshole.
NASA later in our journey anyway. So we are spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles per hour, and when we go out to nature on a nice day, the water is completely still. Okay, but let's complicate it even further, and this is my favorite part because, as I said, I never learned that the sun is moving. I thought that it's in a fixed position, in the same position, and it's only the planets that are moving around it. But as I said, I had to realize that this is not what's going on.
Well, guess schools in Hungary are fucking shit.
And Google tells us that the sun travels at a speed of 514,000 miles per hour. But it also gave me a different figure.
Right, around the Milky Way galaxy, dipshit.
Which is 448,000 miles per hour. So I think we can agree with an average 500,000 miles per hour. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's the speed of the sun, which means that at this speed you could travel around the Earth's equator in 2 minutes and 54 seconds. So according to mainstream
All you've done, all this guy's done, is say million miles an hour, 500,000 miles an hour, 500,000 miles an hour. Add 100,000 miles an hour, 666, 66,606. That's all you've done, dude. You've just rattled off numbers. They don't go together. They don't complement each other. There's no connection there. You just said big fucking numbers. What a dumb fuck.
Science, the entire solar system is traveling around in the Milky Way and completes one full circle at approximately 230 million years, which we call a galactic year. So that means that the Earth is orbiting the Sun 30 times faster than the speed of a bullet, and the sun's speed is 230 times faster than the speed of the bullet. And if you are wondering, there's more? Yes, there's more, because guess what? The Milky Way too moves in space relative to other galaxies. So I'm just wondering, do I want to know what's the speed of the Milky Way? The motion that's left must be the particular motion of our
Oh my God, he's the hungry version of Flatzoid.
galaxy through the universe.
Holy
and
shit.
how fast is the Milky Way galaxy moving? The speed turns out to be an astounding 1.3 million miles per hour. So at this point in my investigation,
fuck?
I've probably experienced cognitive
What the fuck? Am I still alive? What the fuck? It says that what the fuck, man? Am I still alive?
dissonance, which, if you don't know what is, in short, basically when you have a core belief that you believe for a long, long time, for example, that the
I mean, YouTube Studio says stream ended. And chat hadn't changed in fuck 20 minutes.
Earth is a globe, and someone shows you evidence against this core belief, then basically the brain doesn't know what to do, and you might experience some discomfort, stress, or you might feel anxious. Maybe you are in denial, you say this is not true, or you want
Yeah, cognitive dissonance. You're suffering from that, dipshit. I mean, I'm not. I mean, fuck, I guess that's it. I don't even know if what I'm saying now is fucking going over. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, I don't even know I fucking go live anymore. Just me fucking working for free.